This is a cool story. I think this is really neat. We were talking about this before. Remember the Japanese fishing ship that was, during the tsunami was swept out to sea. Well, it made its way over to the west coast of the United States and Canada. Well, a U.S. Coast Guard cutter opened fire on that ship yesterday, and it sank eventually. 164-foot ship that made it all that way with no crew, nobody on board, and it finally met its demise yesterday when it sank into about 6,000 feet of water. It was about 180 miles west of southeast Alaska, but amazing.
Okay. And amazing? I don't get it. Well, first off, why did they open fire on it?
Just to get rid of it. The Canadians were going to tow it back to port, but it was just, there were some logistical problems with that. So they decided, let's just sink this thing and then
let's just sink it. So let's just make the oceans dirtier.
Well, but it creates a reef, though. It creates an ecosystem for those, the marine life down there. So they generally look at that as a good thing.
Okay. It's a ship. Okay, it's a ship that was lost at sea, and it made its way over to Alaska. I don't see the big deal. I mean, I saw Good Morning America talking about it, and they were saying, like, amazing. And it's like, no, I don't think it's amazing at all. All that debris that's supposed to hit Hawaii here pretty soon or whatever, to me, that's amazing. Like the lawn chairs that make it over. Okay, that's amazing.
The thing you have to understand, though, the ship was bound for the scrap heap. I mean, welders were supposed to cut that thing into a bunch of tiny pieces and throw it on the scrap heap. It had been decommissioned. It wasn't being used or anything like that. And it just so happened that it was still in the water, though.
Yeah.
So rather than being cut up into a bunch of tiny pieces, it's now out to sea. Its life was extended by the tsunami, which obviously had the reverse effect on a lot of things.
But now it's at the bottom of the sea.
Now it's at the bottom of the North Pacific there.
So it was still a ship when this whole thing went down.
That's right.
Okay. You get a Camry to float on over. I would say that would be amazing.
It's a morning show made just for Hoosier Hi-Yo. It's the Froggy Morning Show with Woodrow and Chuck on Froggy 106.7.